Hello everyone, this will be the review of game Colony Siege, and the key was provided by developer. I will state a couple of facts about the game and then we'll play one mission. So this is a mixture of RTS and tower defense with big focus on tower defense. The game is 12 gigabytes, which is very weird for a tower defense game. It doesn't run very well. It has quite a lot of unlockables, which could be treated as progression in the game, and a couple more features. Let's maybe start with settings. It's quite fine. We have resolution, sound settings properly, few more settings here, and mapping of controls. So that's fine, nothing wrong here. I'm gonna try to play one mission on hard, which I didn't. There is such a thing as perks in the game. So aside from typical towers and units, because you use towers, units, and also your boss special unit. So you have one big unit that gets respawned when it dies and helps you to kill enemies. The typical group of turrets you can use against waves of enemies, and some units in RTS mode, which is, well, but basically it's all the same. It's all tower defense, but you can also control your main unit and the smaller units. There's also perks. I will try to unlock one perk. Maybe check achievements as well. Yeah. So you have achievements, but it only tells you that you should be awarded some perk. How do you get the perks? No idea. So we'll try to get a perk. You can also play in two other modes. Maybe start with maybe before we start I'm gonna show you store. So store is unlockables, right? You unlock commander bonuses, that's for our main unit, buildings, a few more that you unlock and then you can build them in the base. Then we have defenses, that's traps and turrets. You can have smaller traps that usually enemy has to drive over, and you have towers. Then you have vehicles. Well, that's just 6 of them, not many, but that's the RTS side of the game. You have tanks and mechs, and you have special attacks that can destroy sometimes enemies, but it's all on big cooldown, so you just throw it from time to time. This is typical stuff, like in many tower defense games. It just usually has a big delay. At least I saw that this one power that I was using had a big delay. It was hard to target it, but it's there. So that's all unlockable, right? How you unlock them? You get credits. How you get credits? You play missions. You can even play the same missions. I tested it. I played the first mission again. Also on easy, I got the money. I unlocked something more. So you can basically unlock everything if you grind. You can grind. You can unlock everything that's available. If it's not available, you go to next mission. You play next mission and unlocks. As you can see here, it unlocks 7 things. So you unlock them and then you grind. You buy them in the store. And then you play another mission, or you replay. Probably you replay quite a lot because you would have to grind money to get everything. Leaderboards, I don't care. Achievements, yes, there are those perks. So let's try to play this first mission. Yeah, see, it loading kind of takes a while. Let's just switch it off. So here are the perks. That would be cool, very cool, but I was unable to unlock any of those. I have no idea how you unlock them. Apparently you can use one thing. It probably makes the game easier. Like, that would definitely make the game easier because you have more money. That would be, yeah, teleported to the rally point, so you can use them faster. Those are immune to stuff, so yeah. Each of them would be useful, but I have no idea how you unlock them. Probably you have to beat the game or play it on harder mode. Now you can also play the game on endless and survival. Single terrifying attack. Not sure how it works. Endless, it's just harder and harder until you fail. Those are not unlocked, so I will just try to unlock something playing on hard. We'll see if we unlocked it. But overall, those modes and the perk, it's all just a part of grinding. Perk could make the game easier, right? Because let's say, yeah, like this would probably make it easier because you already have the factory, right? Or you can have more units than the cap. So you could probably have big group of units, or maybe, yes, that would destroy, when enemy is destroyed it causes shockwave, so that would probably destroy some enemies and so on. So basically that would make the game easier if you unlock it, and those modes would also give you money, but you can just as well play one and the same mission. So overall it's one part of the grind. So let's start with the mission. I will probably play just one mission, because aside from how it runs and how big the game is, my problem is that the waves are quite long and it makes the game rather boring. Very slow. We are playing on hard, so it might be more interesting, but probably it won't be. Like, see, now we have 800 money, right? And we have some time to build defenses. I will just build some turrets, and we'll actually test the new turret. We'll test the missile turret. So I will just build 2 missile turrets, and I will leave my battleship here, and we'll try to beat the first wave. So usually what you do, you build some turrets, you press ready, and then you press speed up. And now theoretically it should be sped up. Yeah, it's kind of loud still. And they will just come. Now you can't do much. You can move those 2 mechs that I have, or you can move the main hero unit, but aside from that you just wait. And it goes on forever. You can check on the video how long it takes. This is on maximum speed, first mission, probably easiest level in the game. Well, it's on hard, but still. And you just stand there, you just sit here. Well, they probably will make it to the base, so you have to move your unit, make it attack the units that went through, and hope for the best. Right, we made through, well, not yet, it's not yet the wave, still going. I might build more turrets. I'll probably build those laser turrets now, and hope that we'll have enough. So all I could do during this whole first wave was to build 1 turret and maybe fight those couple of units here. By the way, I am almost losing a building here, which is quite bad. Even healing is slow. Yes, so now we have some time. I don't want to press ready yet. I don't know why I don't have the timer here. Usually you have a timer. So I'm gonna just build a couple of laser turrets. Maybe something like this. And I will just speed it up. And we should have 5 towers now. So we just, again, wait. We built the 3 towers, that's the difference, right? We had 2, now we have 5. Now I can move this guy here. And now we have to only check if the enemy is going through and attacking our buildings again. Not sure if this is the base. No, this is the vehicle factory. That's the base. That's the citadel. Yeah, and you just stand there, right? It doesn't look that great, to be honest, for the size of the game. Like, that's 12 gigabytes. You would expect something absolutely marvelous. This is just a typical tower defense slash old RTS game. So nothing really special here. It runs a bit faster because it's on low graphics. But I wouldn't say it's absolutely beautiful. It's just okay. It's fine, I would say. It should be much smaller. It should run faster. Yeah, and that's your interaction. Like, you can do almost nothing. You can again build, I guess, one turret. Right? I could build here another turret. I can wait and hopefully build 2 or 3 more. Or maybe I can build some units. Actually, I can build some units probably. Yes, let's build 5 or 4 units. Where do we do it? Here. Is it 4? Yes, it's 4 units here. And let's just fight. This time we'll have here some mechs. And we hope it's enough. Then of course I will build more turrets again. So that's the gameplay. You build a little bit of things, you wait for a very long wave, it eventually finishes. You go to next wave, and after, well, some time, it's hard to say how long, but it is quite long. I think it's like 10 minutes or more on shortest mission. And then you have some money, you can unlock some stuff, and you do the same. Exactly the same, with a few more units, few more turrets. But generally you just do the same stuff all the time. Build turrets, keep your commander around the battlefield, maybe use some additional units, and wait until it ends. If it's easy, you can just probably just leave it as it is. But in this case you have to react a bit, because they do break through and they can destroy your buildings. So you have to move around your main unit, or you can tell those guys to, let's say, patrol. You could move, let's say, here, back and forth. And if that was on easy, you could just leave the game as it is. It would eventually finish itself. You would just build some turrets, which is enough. You would probably count it how many you need to beat the same mission, right? And just build, let's say, 7 turrets, and then go eat a dinner while the game plays. Then you come back, oh, mission finished, a few more money, and just grind until you have everything. And of course you would have to switch missions to next, because you would have to unlock more stuff. But then you can replay the same mission with better stuff, if it's better. Like, I can use now missile turrets in first mission, which I couldn't before. So if those are better, then now it's easier. And if those are not better, then it's kind of pointless. You just build shotgun or laser turrets all the time and you win. But of course, if you unlock something that's better, then it's easier. You can also unlock permanent upgrades for your commander unit. So that would definitely make the game easier, because he would have more firepower and be more resistant. But aside from that, it's very similar what you do. So we'll just go for 2 more waves. There's not much I can do. I will build probably more slots. Maybe it's harder and we're making more money because there is more enemies. That's possible. I will build, yes, I will build more guys. More mechs. We can win with mechs actually. Possibly. So we can now get 10 more. I will build a few more. And yeah, it's supposed to be fast, but it isn't. Yeah. Next wave, 5th wave, very similar to previous ones. I still have the 5 turrets. Nothing changed. We'll build more mechs. Not sure where's my commander, but I think it's fighting somewhere. Yeah, it's there. There it is. It's okay. So let's build one more. Then I will probably fix it a bit with turrets. And we'll go through 2 more waves, 1 boss. And that would be it. And the missions I played were very similar. It's just that sometimes enemies comes from 2 bases, not 1. I think in one case I had to destroy enemy base as well, so then use my units to attack. Something like, well, that was something like our base, but it was their base, and I used my units to attack it and destroy it. And aside from that, it's all very similar, at least for now. Probably it gets more complex, more enemies, more frantic, but aside from that, it's very similar. You usually do very same things. Like, there's only like 8 turrets total, so that's not much choice. Of course, you could use traps as well, but you know, something is more efficient, so you eventually need only those efficient things. If those are efficient, let's say, that's all you need. You need those, let's say, 8 turrets or 9 turrets. Just leave it there, and well, it kind of wins itself. You just build from time to time. Like every 2 minutes you build a few things, and aside from that it just plays itself. Right. I guess I need more. Because if you move your building unit, it stops building. You have to finish and then move it. And we could have 4 more mechs, which is fine. Might take them actually. I don't think we are losing any. I think I have still quite a lot of those. Right, so they are shooting and shooting and shooting. Very little money. That's the last of them. Right. I might build 3 more tanks. And that's it probably. Do we have any? Yes. No, it needs also one slot, just like the units. The turrets also need 1 slot. So you have only you can have only turrets, you can have only units, or the mixture of them, and then that will be the last wave, probably with a boss. Again, it's quite long. We're already playing like 10 minutes on fastest speed with easiest level in the game. The shortest, at least. Maybe it's not easiest because it's on hard, but it's the shortest. So it could take probably 15 minutes per mission if there is like 11 waves. And they're also in the same way, it's just there is more waves. Here we have 7 waves, you can have 11, maybe even more. You always do the same thing. From time to time you build like 1 item or nothing. Because now I'm at full capacity, so there's nothing I can do at this point. I have full capacity of units, full capacity of turrets, all I can build right now, right? I could of course use different setup of those, but that's capped. So now I can do really anything. I just have to hope that's enough. And it might be enough, it might not be enough, I'm not sure. Could of course, I could even pause it I guess, but then I'm not sure if I can click. Yes, you can click. Right, so let's leave it. I want to destroy the small ones. Yeah, they destroyed quite a lot of our buildings already. I'll probably charge the boss. I'll charge the boss, we'll lose the commander, probably. And then we'll see what happens. Would probably fail. Because this is hard and I have no idea how am I supposed to do this. Yeah, they're gonna destroy it. They're gonna destroy our base. The drones. I'm gonna try to fix it. Might work or not. Yes, we don't have good firepower. Our units are very, very weak. And that's the boss, taking some damage. But that's not enough. I'll probably fail at this point. Most likely. It's hitting our base. Not sure if we are hitting him. I'll try to fix. No, we failed. Definitely, yes, we failed. So that was the broken mission. I think we lost at this point. Yeah. We didn't get anything. I could start from the checkpoint. Yeah, I could start from checkpoint. Alright, I'm gonna stop here. So, that's the hard difficulty. If you do it badly, you fail, you get nothing. If you play on easy, you win, of course. But probably you don't unlock the modes or the perks. I'm not sure, that's just a theory. That's how you unlock them. So that's what you do. You play for around 10 to 15 minutes, you move to another mission, you do the same thing, unlocking some amount of those buildings, vehicles, turrets, traps and commander boosts, and well, that's just what you do. Mission after mission, then 2 more modes, 2 more difficulties, until you, well, if you land in leaderboards, that's good for you. If not, then you just beat the game eventually, probably on easy. Maybe you also need to unlock some stuff, like maybe the first mission is doable on hard if you have specific stuff, but I don't know, maybe if you would have all the upgrades for the main commander unit, it would be easier, but I can't really tell. So that's a possibility, that yes, you have to unlock everything and then replay, then maybe beat it, or you just need a different setup. Maybe you need, like, instead of mechs, maybe you need just turrets, maybe you need traps to beat this one boss, and then, well, if you have the solution, you can just replay the mission. So for me, it's not very enticing to play, to be honest. I must admit that it does have content, at least some content. It's a bit better than a typical tower defense because of the perks, because of the store, because that's the two elements that are interesting. All the upgrades you can get here, and all the perks, right? Because that's more than normal. Then normal, you just have a couple of turrets, you set them in a specific pattern, they win or not. Sometimes you unlock a couple of things and that's it. But here you have this whole idea that you unlock new stuff, and then you can do a little bit better because now you have stuff you didn't have before, and some can be also upgraded. You can even upgrade turrets in the mission. If you can build a special power center, then you can level up your turrets, but that's usually a normal feature in a tower defense. You just upgrade turrets with no problems. Here you need a special building. So it's very similar to a typical tower defense, plus perks, which I guess you unlock some way, but that's, well, just one modifier per mission, and those store unlockables, which are also very similar to just unlocking turrets, but that's a little bit more. At the same time, it runs not very good, and it looks, well, it looks average. We could say many tower defense games look average or even worse. If there are some indie games, then I would say the graphics are okay. The content is slightly above average, but it's way too big. Like 12 gigabytes for a tower defense game is absolutely ridiculous. It's also worse than competition, at least Gemcraft. I played Gemcraft and it's better. So there is no reason for the game to be, it's almost $20. It's 12 gigabytes, and it only does a few things slightly better. I appreciate those elements, but it doesn't really make a great game yet. So, to be honest, I don't know what could be fixed here. Like, it would need much more layers of customization. It would need some sort of an experience bar, levels, perk system, so you would actually have a character that evolves and it's more interesting. You would need more than one commander unit, so you could choose a playstyle, probably even more stuff in store, maybe more stuff that can be upgraded, just like this commander unit, so that you would make choices like what you upgrade in a given run, and not just unlock everything and then use what's optimal, because that's not that great. Of course, it's better than nothing, but it's not that great really. Some problems with optimizations and with the probably engine, because well, why 12 gigabytes? I have no idea. What's here so great? What's so demanding? Like graphics? Probably not. The size of the game? I don't know. The last patch said something about mission 17. So if there is just 17 missions here, that's not that many. Also, they are very repetitive. So I really don't know why it's so big. If it ran faster, if it was smaller, then it would be at least neatly programmed. Maybe it would also need to be cheaper as well. This is quite expensive game for a tower defense in general. Most tower defense games are much cheaper and much smaller. The content kinda slightly defends itself because there is at least a few more things than a typical game. So content-wise, you could say it's like 6, maybe 7 out of 10. But if you consider the rest, how slow are the waves, very weird balance of the game, lack of information what you are hitting, because you don't really know what those units are, how strong they are. You just shoot them and they either destroy, well, either we destroy the units that we are shooting at or not. So we can only kind of assume that, well, this one is tanky, this one isn't. Well, that's a boss because it's bigger. But it doesn't really give you much information against enemies. You don't really know what you're fighting. So it's just you build some stuff and you hope it's enough. And if it's not enough, you build different stuff and then you hope again. Maybe it's a little bit about positioning. Maybe it's also about actually unlocking a perk and using it all the time, because maybe it makes the game easier. Hard to say. But there isn't really much wriggling space here. You generally throw all you have at the enemy and you sit there looking and either it's enough or it's not, which could be said about very many tower defense games. So it's not like much different. Yes, you can move units from place to place, maybe charge the enemy, maybe move around your commander unit, but that's not that much really. Most of the level you don't do much, you just build a few towers and that's it, and then maybe you frantically try to kill the boss by optimizing your strategy, but aside from that you're just looking at lots of units being destroyed and just hoping that, well, maybe I can build another turret in those another 2 minutes, and that's all you do. And then you just go to the next wave, you build 3 turrets, and again you just stare at the screen doing very little. So overall it was very boring for me. And I did play some tower defense games. Some were actually better in terms of complexity, especially Gemcraft. Some were just much faster and smaller, usually with less content, but at least it was well, it was just more pleasant experience. Everything just went smoothly from level to level. This here very much drags. I always had this feeling that the game very much drags when you play a mission. It's just, okay, 10 more waves. I'm just sit here for another 20 minutes until it ends. And maybe I unlock something, maybe it's good, but probably it isn't. And then another mission, another 20 minutes, and it just going through the motions and not really enjoying it. So for me overall that would be 5 out of 10. I think the game is average. It does defend itself a little bit with content, but at the same time it's a bit boring, slow, and badly optimized. So the plus is kind of negated by the minuses. It's not a horrible game. I would say it's a little bit overpriced, even quite overpriced. But if you grab it on sale, then maybe on deep sale, like 75% off, then maybe it would make sense. Because it's so slow, it's gonna take you a while. Like I played for like 2 hours and I didn't go very far. Like there's 4 missions finished, so that's probably like maybe 10 hours, maybe even more if you want to do all the content. But there would be a lot of just waiting until the wave ends and grinding for upgrades. So not very enticing. Yes, it would take quite a long time, but it wouldn't be very fascinating or just giving you the feeling that you want to keep playing. I would much rather play Gemcraft or some other tower defense game than this, or maybe just a completely different game. So for me, it's average. That will be it. If you have any questions, you can of course post in the comment section. And for me, that would be it. I give Colony Siege 5 out of 10. I can't recommend it unless you're an absolute big fan of tower defense games, in which case you probably have them all already. And then I would say, yes, grab it on sale. You should have some fun with it, but probably played better one already. So that would be it from me, and I'll see you guys in the next review.